All right, y'all. This is your boy Janard, and we are here in the grand, illustrious Tankard Palace with my friends, my spiritual cousins, Dr. Ben and Dr. Jill Tankard. How y'all doing?
Hey, we call this the earthly kingdom. This is where God stays when it comes to time.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, we are so honored, so elated that you welcomed us in, and we are excited to talk about your new Bravo show, Thicker Than Water.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Excited.
Yes.
Excited.
Yeah, really. It's been fun. It's been a lot of work, emotionally and mentally. I was determined to keep my family intact, my children intact. And so we all had to do double duty on family meetings, making sure everybody's headspace was in the right place. And,
definitely,
you know, dealing with the conflict. Because it's one thing to deal with family issues privately, but it's a whole nother thing dealing with it publicly.
Yeah.
And so I just had to make sure that they were in a good, healthy place emotionally and spiritually. And as a matter of fact, I think as a whole, we all end up growing closer to God and closer to one another. So I'm really thankful for that.
You know, and I was like, what's the big deal? What is the big deal? We're already public people. Whenever you play pro basketball, or you're a recording artist, or you're a pastor or a politician, you're on Front Street anyway. So I said, people are already in our business anyway. We might as well get paid for it.
Definitely, and an awesome thing in you guys' cases is from NBA, the godfather of gospel jazz, millionaires, entrepreneur, pastors. You all had already accomplished so much that puts you in front of people that I believe just had you more so set and ready for this transition.
Yeah, we were pretty much already used to motivating people. You know, I'm a motivational speaker for the NBA. So I get to teach millionaires how to act with their money.
Yes,
Jill,
sir.
she has a millionaire's book club, so she gets to take ladies who want to be successful and wealthy and healthy and tell them, this is the secret what happened to me. You know, I believe that's what we should all do. It's not about hoarding up what you've done and hiding. There should be no secrets to success. Success leaves tracks. And I believe the higher we go, the more we should reach back and say, hey, I've been where you are. You know, I used to be on food stamps. My dad used to walk around with food stamps on a money clip. Welfare peanut butter, powdered eggs. I used to think Spam was steak. And so I had been there.
Yes,
and so
sir.
when God gave me all these gold and platinum records and recordings all over the world and writing books, and I mean, I'm like, and the cameras come and say, we'd like to do a reality show to show the people what God has done in your life. And you have an opportunity to show them your wonderful family. I got the greatest wife in the world.
Yes, sir.
All my great kids. Like, yeah, this was a no-brainer. So, you know, the challenge of getting used to the transparency, that's her battle. I'm there.
You're there. Well, that's awesome. And now, Dr. Ben, I'll go ahead and let you know, I still like to throw me some Spam on the Hamilton Beach.
And some fried bologna too. Fried bologna, come on now.
Toast that bread a little bit, you know. I might go get me a little packet on my way home.
In the middle of the night, ain't nothing like some sardines with some saltines. Come on now, sardines and saltines.
Yes, Daddy taught me about all them snacks. And sometimes I think Mom would be like, Joe, why is you buying this stuff for the boys? But you don't forget about that.
Welfare peanut butter and welfare cheese. And the big old stick of cheese. You get the big stick of cheese in the middle of the night and then say, I'll be back.
But with Thicker Than Water, because if you're on a show and you guys are family people, so what was it like getting your family in general to embrace this venture?
I think the family, we had actually been talking about it for the last 6 or 7 years. The Lord kind of put it in our hearts. I always felt like I was supposed to be on TV. I mean, from the time I was a little girl, my parents sent me to theater school, and then God really dropped it in Ben's heart. And so he kind of started taping the family on the iPhone. So we really kind of all felt like we were called to do something on television as a family. So when it came, everybody was super excited. You know what I mean? They were super excited. And so for me as a mother, again, like I said, I just wanted to make sure that emotionally everybody was okay, because Ben has always been transparent. So like he said, it wasn't really a big deal for for him at all, but for myself and the children, some of that stuff we had to really talk through and walk through, you know, just to make sure that we stayed in a good place emotionally and make sure our relationship stayed intact.
You ready for the real answer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The real answer is that my wife and kids got tired of me being the famous one. and they got tired of being Ben Tankard's wife or Ben Tankard's children. Because I was already famous.
Yes, sir.
So they said this would be an opportunity for them to get famous and perhaps maybe catch up with me. But they didn't realize I was going to get more famous.
Don't pay no attention.
Well, I was saying with the children that within the Tankard clan, because you are such a diverse, eclectic group, there's somebody for everybody to look at and relate with.
Right.
And that is one of the big keys to television, reality TV, when you can look at somebody on that show and relate with where they are.
Everybody tunes in for somebody.
Yes.
You know, like one of our shows is Scandal. You know, you tune in for Kerry Washington. You know, or Revenge. You tune in for
Victoria.
You know, everybody got their favorite.
Yeah, mine is Once Upon a Time.
Yes.
I've been tuning in to see when are they gonna get rid of Peter Pan. He been getting on my nerves.
And then, you know, when we watch Good Times, you know, everybody tuned in
JJ.
for Aunt Thelma.
Oh.
Everybody tuned in for JJ.
So, in this venture, though you've been praying about it and working toward it for a while, what have been maybe some of the surprises, some of the things that's like, I knew it might be kind of like this, but I didn't know it was going to be like that.
What do you think, honey?
Well, for me, I would have to say my relationship with my sister. Because all three of us have been really close for years. I mean, of course, we get on each other's nerves from time to time. But a lot of that stuff that my sister shared with me, it was the first time I had ever heard it.
Wow.
So I was like, oh, okay, I get to pass the love test.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Robin and fell out with Batman.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was probably, for me, was probably the thing that was shocking. But it was, again, I grew from it because in every, you know, situation in life, you can't expect that you're going to have promotion and not experience some sort of challenge. So it was good on one end because A, I got a chance to see what was in her heart. B, I got a chance to see what changes I needed to make as an older sister. And then C, I got an opportunity to walk out what I teach.
And you know, it didn't bother me at all because
you kept it cool. You know, you managed to stay cool through it all.
Yeah, I've seen it before because it happened with me, not with my siblings, but it happened with me with Yolanda Adams. Yeah, I discovered this girl and produced her first 5 records, and she does this, and I'm still back here. And in her interviews, you know, they're asking, how did you get going? And then, you know, I didn't hear my name come up enough, and I was the one who felt like I was responsible for bringing her to the forefront. So for a while, I was all mad at Yolanda, and she didn't even know I was mad at her.
Yes, sir.
And so, but then God showed me, he said, listen, you have a support role. So be the best supporter you can be. And whoever you're supporting go, you're going to go. It's like being a shoestring on a shoe. If you just stay tied on,
yes, sir,
you're going to get to go everywhere that the shoe can go. And the shoe takes all the hits.
Yes,
but
sir,
you're covered up by the pant legs. So you covered up and you still connect. I'm preaching up in here.
Hey, go ahead, sir. Preach a little while.
So I'm like, you might get tired of being referred to as Jewel Tankard's sister, and you might have been in Jewel's shadow her whole life. But once you embrace that's your role, you still get the benefits of everything that whoever you're serving and being connected to is going to experience as well. Can you imagine being Joel Osteen's brother? Can you give me Joel's autograph? Oh yeah, that's Joel Osteen's brother. You know, so I've seen that complex before. So it didn't bother me. It's just a matter of time before it all works out and everything will be cool. That's why blood is thicker than water.
Yes. Well, and I love the show every Sunday night, but I watch it with the standpoint of these are my friends, my family members who have been willing to walk into this door. So how do I best support? You know, what if I see something or I'm prompted in my heart, I'm gonna pray and keep you guys covered, and because I know the doors you're walking in so people like myself can come through, you know?
Right.
And it's important for us to, what I believe, when we see somebody, whether it's yourselves or others on a reality show, to sometimes try to put ourselves in other people's shoes and say, what if I made the decision to put my life on camera? Now, some of those things, that thing that happened yesterday that didn't get caught on camera happened. What would I want somebody to do in response? Judge me, pray for me, you know? So thank you for doing that, because you guys are living your lives, and there are certain things that some people might look and it's like, well, they put that on the show or whatever, but you guys are doing a reality show, and certain times, just because you say I'm doing a reality show, your life don't stop.
Right. And the fact that even if you don't agree with everything that you see, if you're talking about it, it accomplishes its goal. Because we just want, at the end of the day, when you're walking thicker than water, you might not like every scene, you might not like every person that's on or everything that's said, but at the end of the day, we want you to be able to say, I hadn't talked to my auntie in 4 years. Let me give her a call. Now you got your own episode.
Definitely.
You work it out. Now, what decisions would you make with somebody that's swole up when Robin gets mad at Batman? And you might be Robin.
And that's why we wanted to support you by being on the show, because we're really proud of what you're doing, and we've seen you evolve, we've seen you grow, we've seen you develop, and you really stepped into what God has called you to do. So kudos for you for doing that, and I know that God's going to continue to just really bless you. But I would just say that one thing that the Lord has really impressed upon my heart is that I really have a genuine love for the supporters as well as the critics, because most of the time people don't criticize what they don't understand, and so you can't be angry because somebody doesn't understand. So I love them either way. I would say they could watch the show, tweet during the show, get on Facebook, make comments about the show. A lot of times people that really love the show are not as vocal as people that maybe don't like the show. So I would just say, for those of you that like it, keep watching. For those of you that don't, we still love you, and keep watching too.
And I learned that in the music business. I don't need all 8 billion people on the earth to buy my CD. Just 1 million at a time.
Yes, sir.
Because everybody's not going to agree with you. But I heard Noel Jones say this, that if you don't have any haters, you might not be talented. So anybody that is doing anything for God is going to pick up some resistance. But you don't use that as a measuring stick, as if you should be doing it or not. You move forward and you show love to those people that disagree.
Yeah.
And you don't take that to heart. Because let me tell you something about, you got to make sure that you have hard skin when you're in TV. As a musician, recording artist, even in TV show, anything that has to do with people looking at you. Because let me tell you how this thing works. You can see 100 comments and not remember not one. You see one negative comment and it bugs you all day. So you have to know if you can digest that. I was used to people talking about me when I was a kid, because I haven't always been tall and handsome in the dark. When I was a kid, I wasn't that good to look at, and so people would call me names, call me Tankard Stank, big head, headquarters, stuff like that. And so I've been called every name, so it didn't matter to me, when people call me names. But what I wasn't used to was seeing tweets and stuff about my family members. You talk about my wife, my kids. Now I'm gonna look your IP address up and I'm gonna do a drive-by. I ain't been saved that long. Drive-by confession. So I had to get used to not looking at negativity, because I didn't have the headspace to process it. Fine if you talk about me, but don't talk about my family. So I had to be in a position not to read it for a while. Now I'm used to it. When I see a negative comment, I always don't say anything at all, or go back with, God bless you for the time. I ain't watching this crummy show. God